In the 7 years that I've been a wrestling fan, I've had the opportunity to go to a variety of different shows, from live Raws to live SmackDowns to indie shows to house shows as well. And I think there's a common misconception that if it's not a live Raw or if it's not a live SmackDown, it's not any fun. And I beg to differ. I went to a house show just a couple weeks ago in Bridgeport, Connecticut. Got word of it a couple months ago. Had to get tickets. We ended up getting some VIP seats. My dad knows someone who worked at the arena. Actually, the same arena that I met Tommy Dreamer in a separate video blog that he did a couple months ago. If you want to go back and check that out, cheap plug. But yeah, I mean, it was really, really fun. I mean, some people, if you're looking for, that live energy, I mean, it's really hard to explain. But if you're looking for something monumental to happen or for every star on the roster to show up, it's not the kind of show for you. Kind of depends on who you are. House shows are usually attended more often than not by the kids and the families, because those kind of shows usually happen on Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays, so they're more able to go because it's a more fan-friendly event, family-friendly event. That said, though, that does not make them any less fun. I went to that show a couple weeks ago and had a blast. I think it might have been the third or fourth house show that I've been to in my lifetime. I went to one in 2010, which was a fan appreciation. I was a little bit different. They went all out for that show, so it's kind of a minor exception. I went to one in late 2012, early 2013, and then just this past, of course, just a couple of weeks ago as well. And they're always fun. Some of the matches on the card, like you wouldn't really care for. They're like superstars tier matches, like Adam Rose versus Eric Young, or Eric Rowan. I'm sorry, not Eric Young. That would have been something. Fandango versus R-Truth, like not top tier matches, but the action is usually really, really good. And any opportunity that I get anyway, and maybe it's just different for me because I just love wrestling so much. Not to say that you don't or anyone else doesn't. But, some people want to see different things when they go to WWE shows. I just take the most out of every opportunity that I get to go to these shows. And I love seeing any superstars live, like John Cena, Seth Rollins, Ryback, Rusev, the Primetime Players, The Ascension, Kid and Cesaro, all these guys that we're able to see live at the show. And even though guys like Dean Ambrose, Barrett, Daniel Bryan, and a few other stars I was looking forward to seeing weren't there at that show, I was still happy to see some of the other talents regardless. And it was a really fun show. And what's different at house shows and then what's different at a Raw or a SmackDown or whatever than at these TV tapings is that they're a lot more interactive. And I'm not just talking based off texting your vote, should Brie Bella stay at ringside, like stuff like that. Most of the time that kind of stuff's rigged anyway. But still, though, in terms of crowd involvement and pulling kids in from the crowd and promos and trashing the hometown crowd, stuff like that, it makes it a lot more fun. And sometimes WWE goes out for more different shows, like I said, for the fan appreciation nights, Hulk Hogan appreciation night, which actually just recently went down at MSG. They go all out for those kind of shows. But even your ordinary house show, I think, is still very, very fun, and you should absolutely jump at the opportunity to go. Maybe not every time. I mean, every single house show is not going to be must-see. Most of them aren't, but it's still a fun experience to go. And if you don't want to waste your money, I don't blame you if you wouldn't want to go every single time they came. I certainly don't. I've only been to my a fair share of house shows in my time, like I said, 3 or 4 of them, not every single time they come to Connecticut or Massachusetts, wherever happen to be at that time. It's always really a fun time. You should absolutely get tickets whenever you can, because house shows, they're a lot more interactive. There's no commercial breaks that you're sitting through. There's some minor breaks in between matches, but aside from that, it's really not much different. And I was also at a house show recently, like I was talking about, at the house show that I went to recently. I don't know if they do this at the live Raw shows now or the live SmackDown shows. I haven't been to a live Raw since last June, so maybe it's just something they recently incorporated, and I don't know why they never did it sooner, because I think this is an amazing idea, an amazing concept. It's called WWE Shop Express, and they give you a web address to go to on your smartphone, and on that smartphone you can see all the items that they're selling at that arena in terms of merchandise and stuff, from t-shirts to masks to title belts and all this other stuff. And after looking through what they have, you can actually purchase your item through your smartphone online using your credit card, debit card, whatever, and then you can pick up your purchase on the way out. And I mean, a lot of the time, some of the t-shirts at these shows are $20-$30. They're really, really expensive. But even looking online, some of the t-shirts on WWE Shop, which I tend to buy sometimes, are $25 anyway, and then the shipping and handling is $6 or $7. And here there is no shipping or handling because you're picking up it in person. So it's actually kind of cheaper, only by a few bucks. Not by much, but still it's cheaper. But still, I think that's an amazing concept because you don't have to wait through lines. Because at the show that I went to, the traffic was insane. I was waiting outside for 45 minutes in my car because the traffic was that backed up. I don't know if it was just the Bridgeport Arena or what the deal was, or if they got a bigger crowd than usual. It was just insane. And then during intermission, we could hardly walk anywhere. I could barely go out and get a drink, much less get a merch item, which I usually tend to do every WWE show that I go to. Just kind of as a memorabilia kind of thing. And so I just thought I wouldn't be able to get a merch item, so I did the Shop Express thing. I checked that out, got a Brock Lesnar shirt, and I picked it up on the way out after the show, and it was an amazing experience. So definitely be on the lookout for that. If you ever go to a house show or a live Raw, let me know, because I don't know if they do it there or just at the house shows. But still, though, I think house shows are kind of a great way to go see your favorite superstars live. And, you know, the common misconception that TV tapings are more fun than house shows, and to an extent that can be true. It's kind of, like I said before, kind of based off what you're looking for, what you're going there to do. If you're just a simple wrestling fan and you're not there to just see something historic every single time, you'll enjoy a simple live event, because I think they can be very, very fun if you appreciate them for what they are. TV tapings, like I went to the one on June 30th last year, which I've probably talked about in past video blogs before. One of the best Raws of the year. And I would have been content if I just died happy. I would have died happy if I never went to a wrestling event after that, because nothing is ever going to top that. It was really, really fun. And even the TNA show I went to earlier this year on January 7th, which I talked about in another video blog a couple months ago, which was also very, very fun. But, you know, even going to the house show just a couple weeks ago, it's still very, very fun, because you get to see, you know, even your favorite wrestlers live, even if it's not being taped for TV. Even if the matches are predictable and most of the baby faces go over, it's about the in-ring action. It's going there, and, you know, more importantly than anything else, you know, going out there with your friends, your family, your significant other, whatever, just kind of hanging out with them, even if they are or aren't a wrestling fan. I took my father, my younger brother, my older brother. My younger brother was more of a fan back in the day, not really more so now, but he would watch with me years ago, so he kind of understood it, like who most of the guys were, enjoyed it for what it was. My older brother is not a wrestling fan. I took him to the TNA show a couple months ago, and he thought this would be an indie event or something like that. So for him to come with us and to see the WWE on tour, whatever, he really enjoyed it for what it was. And like I said, if you can persuade a non-wrestling fan, which is kind of hard sometimes, to like the product, it's a huge accomplishment. So I think that house show that we went to kind of achieved that, and not making him a fan, but enjoying it for what it was. So bottom line, though, house shows are always entertaining, always an enjoyable experience. Absolutely jump on the opportunity the next time WWE or an indie event or a TNA house show, which they don't do. I know that's a running gag, but more so WWE, though. If you don't live in an area where they do live events, I apologize. It's very unfortunate that they don't do that. But even in your lifetime, even if it's not a Raw or a SmackDown and you have to settle for a house show, jump in the opportunity. You will not regret it.